Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown here to talk about, is Sora still asleep? This is a Kingdom Hearts theory I've been thinking about, and anyway, I talked about it on my other channel a little bit about Kingdom Hearts. And what, in my other video of, should the next Kingdom Hearts game should be about Kairi, so. But I'm going to go more in detail about it. I wanted to do this video for quite a while. Now I'm going to do it. Is Sora still asleep? Is he? I think he is. And in Kingdom Hearts 3, there's too many proofs to show that he could still be asleep. So, without further ado, let's show some of the stuff that people have pointed out. But at the same time, no one hasn't really said that is Sora still asleep. No one hasn't really said is Sora still asleep. But they have pointing things out that are like, wait a minute. You're pointing things out, but you haven't connected that if Sora is asleep still. You have connected to other things, but you haven't connected saying that, wait a minute, if this is happening to Sora, would it be most likely if he's still asleep? So, let's show my thoughts on why Sora is still asleep.
Hello YouTube fans, this is TheSkullKlown.
So in this part, you get to see Sora use his summons, and his summons like Stitch and Ariel and Ralph, they look really different, but except for one summon that really doesn't look really all that different from all the other summons that Sora has used, that what I'm showing in these clips. So as you can see right here, Stitch is all like colorful and glitchy in a way too, and so is Ariel. She's all colorful and glitchy, not a totally glitch, but they look different, and they don't look like they're part of where Sora is, basically. It looks like Sora is somewhere else, while they're different colors of what their abilities are, basically. As Simba is fire, he's, well, color fire, obviously, with red and orange. With Ariel, she's water, so obviously she's going to look like water. With Stitch, it's all like electricity and spacey and everything like that, so it's going to pay homage to that, obviously. And then here's Ralph, which he's part of a video game, but he's all glitched out also. And he's not the only character that glitches out like that, obviously. So does the other characters. Yes, it doesn't have the effect of what Ralph has, like that whole screen effect. But it still has what it's supposed to convey, basically. And the only summon it's not like that is the Dream Eater. Look at this Dream Eater. The Dream Eater is not glitching out or anything like that. It doesn't have no other type of color except for the standard color that you see inside what they look like in a dream. So another way to show that maybe Sora is actually still asleep, mainly because of this Dream Eater. This is the part where I question a lot of things. The characters, the motivation, and everything like that. Mainly because these characters like Aqua, Ven, are not like this. If you play Dream Drop Distance, I mean not even Dream Drop Distance, Birth by Sleep, they're not like this. Ven and Aqua wouldn't stand there and do nothing. That's what boggles my mind when I first saw this. I'm like, wait, why is no one not doing anything? Like, what the fuck? Like right here, as you can see. Terranor is about to attack Ven, and Aqua's just standing there like nothing's happening. I remember seeing this, and I'm like, Aqua, do something! And yes, it's going by fast, but look what happens. Like, literally, she's not doing anything. Look at this! It's BS! When I first saw this, I'm like, Aqua would never freaking do that in Birth by Sleep. She will fight back. And that's why I'm in a way conveying that maybe Sora is still asleep. He doesn't know how these people fight. He doesn't know how Ven, Aqua, and Terra will fight. He never even seen them freaking fight. The only people that he's seen them fight is a little bit of Axel, Roxas, and Riku. He doesn't even know how the way Kairi fights. If you play Kingdom Hearts 2, he didn't even see how Kairi fight in Kingdom Hearts 2. And then this happens, which really just irks me, mainly because Kairi should defend herself. But again, going back to what I said, maybe Sora's asleep Mainly because the way he sees his friends is the way he always sees them. And obviously Donald, Goofy, and Mickey are going to protect themselves because when Sora hangs out with them, they always protect themselves, except for the people that either he doesn't know or he does know that he always saves. Like Kairi. Kairi does save Sora, but not in the way Sora does it. He saves her, and then Kairi's like, oh, you came back to me. And it's like, oh, great. And then even more BS happens. Like, it's so unbelievable of how this happens. I remember when I first saw this, I was like, oh my god, they killed Donald Duck. They actually did it. They did it. Disney, I couldn't believe that. I can't believe that Disney actually let this happen. But moving on, the fact that Sora basically gave up was literally not what I suspect at all. I'm like, this is not Sora. What is Sora doing at all? And Sora is literally, he literally says in this that this cannot be happening. See right here, this cannot be real. So you know in a way that this is some mind-boggling BS that Sora's going through, and you know how the Kingdom Hearts series is. The Kingdom Hearts series will always hint at stuff that's just a little bit of like, oh, it's not really real, but later on it's bigger than what it is. And that's how Nomura works. That's how he always works. Nomura has always been like that. And when this happened, and Riku's like talking to Sora, trying to, pep him up and everything, I'm like, yeah, that is what I suspect from Riku, telling Sora, yo, to pay fucking attention that, no one's not really gone. Everyone's right here. And then Aqua stands up and she's like, yeah, let's fight together. And it's like, alright, cool, alright. At first I was like, you know what? Bad, you fucked up for a minute, and I thought, what the fuck are you doing with these characters? But then it was like, okay, fine, you're doing it. And then all of a sudden, again, Aqua gives up. Are you kidding me? Aqua gives up, and it's about to happen really soon. But holy crap! While I'm talking about this clip, so these Heartlesses kill all these people. Like, they killed all these Disney characters, all these people that we know and love, and all of a sudden, like, Aqua just looks at the Heartlesses that are gathering up, as you can see, as the tornado is growing and growing and growing, and Aqua's like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean, no? Why are you putting your Keyblade down? What are you doing? I was so upset when I saw that. And here it is. He can't be. No. And I'm like, what? Aqua, no. And then this happens. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Aqua, again, going back to what I said, Aqua would never give up like that. Oh, God, and then what happens to Donald and Goofy and Mickey and also Axel and Kairi? I'm just like, look at this. This right here shows that obviously Sora, it's all in Sora's head because this is what Sora sees in Kairi. He sees this in what Riku was talking to him too. Sometimes Donald and Goofy gets messed up in certain things too, so he sees that also. And you can prove that from in the other Kingdom Hearts games, when Sora's hanging out with them. And sometimes Sora doesn't hang out with them at all. And Sora just flat out gives up here. It makes no sense. To me, it doesn't make sense for his character, it doesn't make sense from a narrative perspective, and it doesn't make sense through the whole saga when you're playing through this whole game. Sora would have never backed down, even if his friends were at least gone. So the thing is, if that was true, what was the whole point of Sora doing stuff on his own? I'm sorry. If he did stuff on his own, he should not be crying the way he is in this scene. I'm sorry. He shouldn't be. He should not be. He should be strong as fuck and know what the hell is about to happen, what's about to concur, basically. And yet, he gives up. He gives up, just like fucking Aqua does. And I'm just like, this is not the characters that I grew up with. This is not the characters that I knew since PlayStation 1, PSP, freaking DS. It makes... Literally, I felt like Nomura just look at this, or somebody at Square was just like, hey, let's just do this, and fuck it, And I don't know what they were thinking when they were doing this scene. Because as a fan of Kingdom Hearts, when I saw this scene, to be honest, I almost stopped playing the game. I guarantee, yes, I promise you guys, I almost stopped playing the game because of this scene. It almost took me out of the game. Mainly because you kill these characters for no reason. for no reason whatsoever, and you killed all of them. Even Sora. Are you fucking kidding me? You can kill the characters off, that's fine. But the way you did it is not right. It wasn't right in a cohesive narrative. You didn't deserve it, guys. Okay, yeah, we need to talk about this. Kairi getting kidnapped by Xemnas. Okay, I wouldn't mind all that much if she defended herself through the whole game, and maybe she dropped her Keyblade or got a little bit knocked out, and then they grabbed her, and then they left. But no, they didn't do that with her. You know what they did? Xemnas just grabs her, and she has the fucking goddamn Keyblade in her hands, and she doesn't swing. We've seen King Mickey swing his Keyblade when either Xemnas or Ansem grabbed Mickey from the throat, and for crying out loud, Riku did the same thing. Riku got grabbed from the head, got pulled down from the ground, and Mickey got grabbed and got pulled to the pillar, and Mickey and Riku switched Keyblades on the other hand and try to slice the other fucker head off. And they moved, obviously, because Ansem and Xehanort don't want to freaking get hit. Well, Xehanort's nobody and Heartless, I mean. And yet, it doesn't happen to Kairi. Like, this shit is ridiculous. Like, Kairi should be able to defend herself. Why isn't she? Why, Square? Why? It's funny, because some of these Japanese developers always say that they grew up where the mom always had the pants in the family, right? And it's like, okay, cool. How come you don't convey that in your video games? How come you don't show that in your video game, Square? I don't get this mindset of like, hey, some of these women could be tough, but the ones that always get saved and damsel in distress or some shit, oh no, they don't get saved at all. Fuck them. Just forget it, basically. Forget that they were even there to begin with, basically. And it's just like, what the fuck is this? It's terrible. It's not my favorite scene in this whole game. It's not. It's one of the worst scenes in this game ever. It's really tiring, and the reason I show this long clip and not like just getting kidnapped is because I want to talk about how ridiculous this is. And it's about to show to the moment when she gets kidnapped, and the way she gets kidnapped in a stupid way. Look at this. Like, Xehanort zips, goes back to Kairi, grabs her, and she's like, oh, Sora! And it's like, switch the Keyblade, woman! You have that power! You're the Princess of Light! What is wrong with you? Use your light! And then she's gone and disappears. Are you kidding me? When I first saw that, I was like, Kairi, do something! Throw your Keyblade, knock his head, stop his head, do something, hit his heel, hit his Achilles tendon, I don't give a fuck! But you don't do that! None of that does not happen. And I'm like, what the fuck is this BS? And yes, I've seen like a fan art that shows Kairi eventually protecting herself against Xehanort because Xemnas brings Kairi to Xehanort.
And that is my theory of, is Sora still asleep? Now, I could have probably went a little bit more detail of it, but this is just things I'm pointing out that makes you really think of maybe Sora is actually really asleep. Mainly because of what he goes through in the game. And when you question of like, what the fuck? These characters are not supposed to do what they're supposed to do. And then it's like, when you really think about it more and more, you'll be like, wait. If this happened the way it happened, does Sora really... Is he really still asleep? You know? So, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about this theory. Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think of... Do you think Sora is still asleep? You know? Do I think he's still asleep? Yes, but at the same time, we need more confirmation, because it's just... Because there's so many theories are surrounding Kingdom Hearts 3 right now. One, what I made of, two of them, is Sora still asleep, or is it all in Kairi's head? I put that video in the description box if you want to check that one out too. I really like that theory too. And there are more theories coming out for this game. It's just ridiculous, mainly because in a way Square Enix hasn't really fixed the problems what were in Kingdom Hearts 3. We might get that at Remine, obviously. But the reason I made this video before Remine is that we could get what I'm talking about at Remine. But if we don't, then that's kind of fucked up. That the fans have to fix Square Enix mistakes. And I'm not going to call them, oh, they just... Yeah, I'm not saying Nomura didn't have this... I'm not saying Nomura never had this plan to begin with, because the more we see from past Kingdom Hearts games, you kind of know that Nomura was planning and had these characters before he actually put them on screen or on paper, you know? So, yeah, Nomura in a way had this plan all this time, but at the same time you could tell that he put stuff in while he was planning it, you know? You can tell. So that's just me. Tell me what you guys think. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and do you think Sora's still asleep? If you think so, comment down below and tell me, give me your reasons why do you think Sora's still asleep, and give me the reasons why you don't think Sora's still asleep. So thank you guys for watching.
This is TheSkullKlown signing off. Have a nice day.